Hi, this is a short yoga video focusing on stretching the hips and the low back. Follow along as needed. I'm going to try and do this with as little of props as possible, but I'll also recommend any alterations you can make to make it be more comfortable and designed for your body. So we'll start in a supine position, which just means laying down on your back. And you can have some props ready, like a pillow for your head if needed at first, a blanket or a bolster for under your knees. So I'm going to show that for under the knees and under the head. So as safely as possible, go to your back. And you can just bring your hands out to your sides and close your eyes. And start to come inside your body. Notice your breathing. And you can also give notice to any parts of your body that are feeling particularly tight or stiff in this position, maybe adjusting as needed, maybe a little more support under the neck. You could put a rolled blanket under the neck to support underneath that curve in the spine. Basically, to start, you just want to be as comfortable as possible and as stretched out on your back as you possibly can be without any pain. And once you've gotten there, start to deepen your breathing, trying as best as you can to breathe in and out through the nose. And also trying as best as you can to drop the breath down into the lowest part of your belly. And then as you exhale, using the belly to squeeze out all of the air from your lungs. So take a couple more deep breaths, allowing the breath to start down at the low belly, coming up the belly, towards the chest and into the shoulders. And then exhale, squeezing the belly down as you push the breath out. And then we'll start to take some of the props away. So I'm going to take the blanket from under my head and allow my head to just lay back onto the ground. So what we're ultimately trying to do is to allow, again, the body to spread out as much as possible with as much comfort as possible. And the end goal would be for your body to feel comfortable completely flat against the ground on your back. So I'm also going to bring the blanket out from under my knees. So this position here, which is also known as Shavasana or corpse pose, this is the ultimate goal. However, if you do have any pain anywhere, adjust accordingly, because there should not be any lasting feelings of pain really in anything that you do, but especially in yoga. So when you get to that next outstretched position that feels most comfortable, again, bring your awareness back to your breathing, and we'll take just 5 more deep breaths down into the low belly, filling up all the way up to the shoulders. And then exhaling slowly, pushing out with the belly until all the air has left your lungs. So inhaling slowly through the nose, filling up the belly, the chest, up into the shoulders. And exhale, using the belly to push all the air slowly, slowly out the nose. So if you are in a comfortable outstretched position like this, you can stay there, or if it is becoming uncomfortable, you can bend your knees up. The next stretch we're going to try is either with a yoga strap or any kind of belt. I also have like a robe belt here, but I'm going to show you with my strap. So whether it's with the belt or your strap, you're gonna bring one leg out straight and the other leg, you're gonna place the belt under the knee, and then you'll hold either side of the belt, and you're just gonna help your knee come in towards your chest. So as you inhale, you're going to straighten your leg and bring that knee away from your chest. And then exhale, bring the knee in towards the chest while you bend the knee. Okay, so do this nice and slow. Inhaling, allowing the knee to come away from your chest and straighten the knee as much as possible. And exhale, bend the knee, bringing it as close to your chest as you can. So try that 3 more times. Inhaling, kicking that leg up and away from the chest. Exhale, bending the knee, bringing that knee towards your chest. And 2 more. After that last one, just drop that leg down with the other leg and let it rest just for a minute. And then next you're going to bring the strap around your foot, so at the bottom of your foot, as close to the mound of your toes as you can, which is the bottom of your toes. And then you're going to bring that leg straight up as much as you can. You can bend at the knee if you need to. You'll feel the stretch basically behind the knee. And then start to point and flex the toes. Just nice and slow, with as much of a resistance as feels comfortable that you're giving with the arms at the strap. And as you do this, trying to remember to breathe in and out through the nose slowly. And also trying not to tense anything else, like trying to keep the shoulders relaxed and trying to keep your face relaxed. So giving it a couple more breaths, a couple more pumps of the ankle. And then hold it so that the toes are coming towards your face. Your knee again can be slightly bent. And then bring that foot across your body, across the other leg. And when you feel a stretch across your hip or low back, then hold it there. And take about 3 or 4 deep breaths all the way down into the low belly. Again, trying to keep your shoulders relaxed and keep your face relaxed. And then bringing that foot over to the side this time. So stretching as much over to that same side as feels comfortable. Keeping the toes coming in towards your face. And again, taking a few deep breaths. And like my yoga teacher always says, smiling at your efforts and smiling at the sensations that you're feeling. And then you can slowly bring that back to center, bend the knee, and place the leg beside the other one. And let that leg settle, let the hip settle, just for a few moments, maybe noticing the differences between each side. And then coming to the opposite side. So again, bringing that strap behind the knee. And then pulling with the strap in towards your chest. And as you inhale, you're going to straighten the knee and bring the knee away from your chest. Exhale, bend the knee, bringing it towards your chest. And again, inhaling through the nose, straightening the knee away from the chest. And exhaling slowly out the nose, bringing the knee towards the chest while you bend it. Try that 3 more times. Inhaling up and away. Exhaling down and towards your chest. 2 more. Good, and then slowly bringing that leg down to let it settle for a moment or 2. And then you'll bring the strap around the mound of that foot, bottom of the toes, with as straight of a leg as possible. You'll raise that up, bending at the knee as needed. And then point and flex the toes nice and slow. And again, focusing on your breath Trying to allow the shoulders to relax and allow your face to relax. Maybe smiling or laughing at the sensations you're feeling. And then keeping the toes towards your face, you'll cross that foot over your body until you feel a pretty good stretch on the side of your hip, maybe the low back, and hold that there for a few deep breaths. Again, relaxing everything that can be relaxed at this point, which hopefully is your face, hopefully is your shoulders, and then slowly bring that foot out to its side. And when you feel that stretch, hold it there. And again, take a few deep breaths, directing it down into the low belly. And then slowly let that foot come back up straight, and then lower it and straighten it down with the other foot, and allow it to settle for a moment or two. And then you can bend both knees. And let's start with bringing the right ankle over the left. The right ankle over the left knee. So you're in what's called a figure 4 position, where your legs look like the number 4. And from here, you're gonna bring that knee in towards your chest, and then exhale, push it out towards the floor. So we'll do that 4 or 5 times. And not necessarily pairing it with your breath, but just trying to stick with those deep breaths as you slowly swivel the knee out and in towards your body. And then the next time your knee goes out and down towards the floor, hold it there, and then maybe bring a hand onto your knee to give it a little bit more of a stretch, passive stretch. And hold it here, taking 3 deep breaths into the belly. And pushing it out with the belly. And then you can drop that foot down. Maybe bring the knees side to side a little bit. And then bring the left foot over the right knee. And same thing, slowly bring that knee in towards your chest and swivel it out and down towards the floor. Could be many places that you feel these stretches depending on where the knee is. Should be in the vicinity of the hip and low back, maybe even the groin area. Wherever you feel the sensation, just try to notice it without any judgments, without trying to figure out why it's there. Just notice that it is there. And the next time you push that knee down and out, hold it there. And maybe place a hand on your knee to give it a little bit more of a stretch. And again, take 2 or 3 deep breaths down into the low belly. And push it out with the belly. And then you can drop that foot down, maybe wiggle the knees side to side. And next we're going to come up to hands and knees, so however is most comfortable. You could roll to a side and push yourself up. Okay, so on hands and knees, just gonna slowly rock forward, bringing the hips down towards the ground. And then slowly rock back, bringing the hips back towards the ankles. Okay, so just going back and forth like that, maybe inhaling as your hips come forward, looking up towards the ceiling. And then maybe exhaling the hips down and back, tucking your chin as you come down. Try that 2 more times, inhaling up and forward. And exhaling down and back. Coming back up to table, take some small hip circles in one direction. And then after about 3, switch directions. And then you're going to come down to your stomach. So you can come down to your elbows first and then bring the hips down. Make sure the elbows are underneath your shoulders. And for just a moment, notice the sensations. Notice the tightness or the stiffness. And again, just noticing, trying not to judge or interpret what you might have done to cause those sensations. And then again, notice your breath coming down into the low belly and out with the belly. And then if you need to, you can bring your elbows forward a little bit. And we're gonna do some slow army crawls. So that looks like bringing one knee up towards your elbow. And then pushing it down straight. And then the other knee comes up towards the elbow. And kicking it back. So let's do that twice more on each side. And then on the next one, you're just gonna let it rest there and maybe bring your head down onto your arms. And we're just gonna rest here for about 30 seconds or so. So in this passive position, trying to focus on relaxing, not so much trying to push into any stretch. There is a good stretch here, which I'm sure you can feel. So just trying to focus on relaxing, even if you can just relax what is not being stretched, like your face. Or maybe even just trying to relax your hands or your arms. And then if you can, bring that relaxation down into your feet. Try to relax your lower legs and your knees. And then take a couple more deep breaths as you relax your hips, your low back. And on your next exhale, pushing yourself back up onto your forearms and then kicking that foot down and back. We'll come to the other side. So bringing that knee up towards your chest till you feel a good stretch, and then resting down into your arms or into the floor. And again, trying to focus on relaxing your body, starting at the top, so relaxing your head and your face. And relaxing your hands and your arms. And then bringing your attention down to relax your feet. Relax your lower legs, your knees. And then finally a couple more breaths while relaxing the hips and the low back. And on your next exhale, pushing yourself up carefully, pushing that leg back. And then coming back up to hands and knees. And all the way up into standing. As using whatever props you need to get up to standing. Got one more stretch. With this last stretch, I want you to have something in front of you that you can hold on to. You could even just go and find a countertop or a desk or the back of a couch. You're gonna start by standing in front of the object, and then using that to balance yourself, you're going to step backwards as far as you can into a lunge. So that looks like the front leg is bent, the back leg is straight, and you can come up onto the toes as much as you need to for the heel. We're just looking for that stretch here in the front of the hip of this leg that is straight back. So kind of adjusting, whether it's bending your front knee a little bit more or coming up on the heel a little bit more, adjusting your body until you feel that stretch in front of that hip. And then taking 3 or 4 deep breaths again down into the low belly. And again, trying to relax any parts of the body that aren't particularly a part of the stretch. So relaxing your face, relaxing your shoulders. And taking one more deep breath here. And then shift your weight and step forward towards your chair or whatever is helping you with your balance. And then bring the next leg back. Step back as far as you can. Adjust as needed. The front leg should be bent at the knee. The back leg is straight. You can come up on your toes as much as you need to. And again, bringing your awareness down into your breath. Bringing the breath down as far as it can go into the low belly. And again, relaxing anything else that doesn't need to be tense right now. Relaxing the shoulders, the hands. Relaxing your face, smiling into the sensations. And then after your next deep inhale and exhale, you can step forward. And maybe just kind of shake out your legs a little bit. That's it. Thank you for joining me, and thank yourself for taking the time to stretch your legs and your low back, and hopefully it will help you to have less pain throughout your day.